The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism. As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms. Unable to resist, you're flown away into an endless dark.
That shrine seems to have brought me here. What is this place?
Quackus, where are we?
No leaves, no trees, no soil. This is horrific!
Amid the soundless air of this alien world, you see a wraith-like elf standing tall. He eyes you imperiously.
So, you have found me. She who I plucked from the water as she sank and drowned, who I tossed unto the shore with seaweed in her hair, salt and sand upon her skin. Sebille, the scarred one, the woman bearing the mark of infamy. Kneel before me, slave. You would mark me like you did all those you killed? You would have my name on your skin? Then have it.
A searing pain suddenly shoots through your arm. You cannot see where it's coming from, but it feels as if a red-hot needle is grafting patterns into your skin. An ancient name in an ancient alphabet.
I am Tyr Sendilius, most magnificent of the seven, and you will kneel before me. Insolent wench! If you will not kneel before me, you will do me one better.
You feel an irresistible energy digging into your shoulders. Two great claws that force you to the ground, bruising your knees.
I am your god. I will have your worship. I have you on your knees. Now, crawl to me and kiss my feet.
A claw returns, 5 unseen talons splayed over the crown of your head. As it slowly starts to push you down, you know you cannot resist.
Don't you keep defying me, Sebille. Kiss my feet. What is this? What is this sudden resolve? You will not kneel before me like you kneeled before a lizard? You will not kiss my feet like you kissed your masters? Isn't it rather late, Sebille, for this pathetic show of pride? You let yourself be scarred. You let yourself be manipulated and puppeteered. For shame! How dare you? Do you not realize what you are? God-woken! Bah, you self-delusional fool! Even to be forced into subjection is to give in to it. Slavery. Submission. It is in your blood.
His words sting like daggers. But then, quite unexpectedly, his stern countenance softens, and an air of melancholy crumbles his bastion-like facade.
Then again, submission. Maybe it's in my blood as well. Silence. A fitting tribute to a worthless god. If a god, I am still. For what have I left of true power? Nothing. I submitted them all. All 7 of us did. Allowed them to be stolen by a man named Lucian. He took them. He kept them. But now, the usurper is dead. And the power of 7 gods lies free for the taking. The world is without gods. It is a fat-bellied beast, blind and tethered, ripe for void-woken teeth. The world is without gods, but it is in need of one. One. And all I have to show for is you.
His features harden once more, and his eyes fill with contempt as he takes a step closer.
Sebille, the scarred one.
Another step.
The slave.
And another. He is almost upon you now, uncomfortably close, his breath clammy like a humid mist. The needle pierces Tierce Endelius's gossamer flesh. A heartbeat strong as a quake reverberates through the metal and into your hand, arm, chest. A power pulses, 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 and explodes within your soul. All goes black for the briefest of moments, but when you come to, you see your own name grafted into your skin. Gone is the god's name, only yours remains.
Slave. Accursed the word. Nevermore will you be such a thing. I give you your name back. I give you yourself back. You are my champion. You are my chosen one. As such I have named you. As such I have blessed you. And now yours is the power to bless in turn. I blessed the very water beneath your feet. Now you may wield that power for yourself. A first taste of things to come. For this is only the beginning. From here on out, there are 2 things that await you. Death and divinity. Yours will be the choice. Death or divinity. Now you must go back to your world, my chosen one, and make your escape from the piece of rock they landed you on. Before I let you go, however, there is one more matter we must touch upon. You are traveling with company, yes? No, not friends, rivals. They are god-woken too and may be courted by the lesser 6, but you will be a god, none other. Smile at your fellow wanderers, but ready your knife, for its time will come. Oh, and Lohse. Lovely little Lohse. Just kill her now and be done with it. With that, I bid you goodbye, Sebille. Goodbye. We will meet again, anon.
Blessed branches, we've returned. Every second we spent in that hellish place was a second the great acorn drew closer. Interesting? You thought it was interesting, Quercus? Do you know what's interesting? Watching an entire world be strangled by the roots of doom, seeing the giant races fall like leaves in frost, hearing the screams of... I don't know what you're talking about. I am perfectly calm. Anyway, as interesting as that cold hellscape might have been, it does not solve our problem. We are here to stop the Great Acorn, not hide from it. It's already helping more than it knows, Quercus. The fate of the world depends on our ability to research a spell to protect Rivellon. We need to travel across the land, gathering clues, experimenting with different magics, and come up with a spell to shield Rivellon from its doom. Of course, for us to do that, we must avoid being eaten by the servants of the Great Acorn, and that is where our big, foolhardy shield comes in. Quercus! Quercus! It thinks it can use magic at our level. I don't know if that's adorable or just sad. No! I am not going to share our magic with it. I don't care how much you like it, Quercus. Very well, I cannot give it magic, but I can teach it how to forge one spell, if it will keep you happy. One!
The squirrel reaches out, touching your foot with a delicate paw, and you feel your mind open. You can see the forces of magic and see how to combine them in a new way.
There. Maybe now your pet will have a fighting chance. Yes, yes, you're welcome. But can we please get on and save the world now?
You hardly recognize him, but there he is, Alexander. You're shocked to see a sorcerer's collar around his neck. He seems so different now compared to how he looked back in school. You see him coming for you. You saw what he did to the others. You pray, you pray, you pray, you pray.
They are already dead. They will not be mourned.
You hear a dry cackle from the platform above. Turning, you see a rickety corpse staring down at you.
So there is still fresh meat slithering around this mire. Our master will be pleased.
The skeleton laughs, its ribs shaking and clacking.
No, we were the prisoners of Brachus Rex on this isle. Playthings to his will, victims to his foul experimentation. The red-robed jesters seek out his toys, but the pups are nothing to us. Alas, our royal master died and left us to rot. Now we are promised a future by a new master, a master we serve by choice, not by force. Oh, sweet fool, the Magisters are nothing to us. We hunt Godwoken. You shall make a fine gift to our master. Rather, your skull shall. I have no need of the rest.
I'm ready!
Show yourself!
Show yourself! I'm ready! Worms take you. I'll yield to none.
The serenity in the eyes of the granite statue seemed to infuse the air around the shrine. This place feels like a refuge from all harm, a place where fortune favors the fleeing. For the first time in what feels like forever, you feel safe. You know this is the statue's gift. You know the feeling will not last, but you are grateful nonetheless. You feel the statue smile, you feel it embrace you, you fall into the most comfortable darkness. Loping up behind you, Ifan leans in to whisper in your ear.
Let me do the talking here. This one's expecting me.
The hooded man exudes an aura of restrained menace. As he raises his head to speak to Ifan, the hood falls back, revealing the gleaming bone visage of an undead. They speak in urgent whispers. Suddenly, the undead's bony claw pulls an elaborate crossbow from seeming thin air. It appears to be enveloped in misty shade. He proffers it to Ifan, along with a single rank-smelling arrow. Before you know it, the crossbow and arrow are tucked away in Ifan's backpack, and the conversation ends with a curt nod on both sides. Ifan knocks the crossbow with an arrow. He hoists it up to his shoulder, a satisfied smile brightening his face as he stares down the shadow-swirled stock. Raising an eyebrow, he holds it out for you to try.
Care to fire the first arrow from Shadow's Eye?
The arrow soars long and far, whistling a dusky tune as it flies against the breeze. It hits the target dead on, fletchings quivering with the impact. Ifan whistles a matching tune and gives you an admiring glance as he takes back the crossbow.
Knew you had it in you. A good weapon's one thing, but there's nothing on Riverland like a good companion.
With a smile, he claps you on the back, before packing up the crossbow once more.
Friends, eh? Well, let's hit the road, friend. I'm sensing we'll need to be good weapons out here.
He spins on one heel and begins to stride onwards, keen eyes scouring the environment for any dangers. He turns to wave you along, eyes glittering in the swampy gloom. The hooded man exudes a restrained menace that near matches your own. As he raises his head, the hood falls back, revealing the gleaming bone visage of an undead.
Be not frightened of me, delicate fleshed one. There's far worse than my bite in this quagmire. Yours, for instance. Oh, I'd recognize that pretty face of yours in a sea of thousands. Shame those lizards spoiled it so. Neat little feats of magic, though, those scars. Tell me, did he only make you dig them daggers deep? Or did he make you swing like a monkey, too? He really is a hoot and a half like that, your master. Only what is whispered. Then again, I've heard a lot of whispers. And I've heard a lot of you, Sebille. Yes. Yes, I have. But though the mere sight of that needle may make lesser men void their bowels, bowelless as I am and impervious to pain to boot, you fail to impress me. I am Zalaskar. I am a lone wolf. I'm older than the ruins of man. Do you really think you can intimidate me? You stir a long-gone feeling, a remembrance of flowers and sparkling eyes. I know you bewitch me. I know not why you sway me, but yes, I want to do right by you.
He gives you a courteous little bow.
So I shall, my lady. I take you to seek the master. I take you to seek he who cannot be found, but then again, you found me, and it's entirely possible for you to find Roost. You have no memory of Roost, I know you don't, but he is a man you hate as much as the master himself. He's the one that took you. He's the one that delivered you to the Master. Even Roost doesn't know. All he told me is that the Master wanted you above any other. You who are no sadist, no killer, an innocent. He wanted you above any other. I too wonder why, you know. For look what a sadist you've become. What a wonderful killer. Every lone wolf boasts of his greatest contract. You are Roost's. You made him rich and famous. You were his golden little goose, if you'll pardon the expression. He is a travelling man, like all lone wolves. Goes where contracts take him. Last I heard, though, he was roaming Reaper's Coast. A bountiful place to be. Before you go, milady, perhaps we could trade. I've many desirable trinkets from the ancients. For the smallest of costs, I'll tell you. Barely a trifle. Why, the undead, of course. We rise. We rise. There is a stirring. Have you not felt the whisper of the grave upon the winds? The covenant will be fulfilled. Glashel demisht vmashtim. I only stock the best baubles, the choicest curios. Take a look. Precious.
The hooded man exudes a restrained menace that near matches your own.
Ah, one of my own kind. Be not frightened of me, brother. There's far worse than my bite in this quagmire. Though I see you hiding behind a mask. You ashamed of who you are?
He laughs, a dark and crackling sound that seems to make the ground vibrate underneath you.
Around here? You'll be lucky to last a day, regardless of your personal feelings. But maybe I can help you out. If you've the coin. Trinkets and wonders I have here in my pack. For the smallest of costs, I'll tell you. Barely a trifle.
Zalaskar chuckles unpleasantly.
For those with a strong enough will, there is always a way. You look like one to know already. The source in you. I can smell it, I can feel it clinging to every dusty bone of your cadaver. There's ones like you close by, the Seekers. I came here with them, but Magisters sank their ship. Sorcerers, like yourself, seek them out and you might find what it is that they seek. The ones that live still, cowering in some shrine in the depths of the swamp, twiddling their bleeding thumbs. If you're lucky, maybe you'll find them before something else finds you.
He spits something dark and viscous onto the earth. You notice the little horror wriggling deep into the soil.
If the little Seekers manage to steal the Magister's ship, the Lady Vengeance, maybe I'll find a way on board. Worry not about me. I have my methods. Worry for your own self.
With a horrific rasp of bone scraping against bone, he bows low before you.
Call me Zalaskar. Naught else concerning me is yours to ask. My business is my own, and none of it yours.
Look out!
Careful
I
now.
see a trap
That's a
nearby.
trap.
Careful! I've spotted a trap. Look out!
Get my smell.
I see a trap
Burning.
nearby.
Are those pigs on fire?
Put it out! Put it out! Put it out!
The pig is engulfed in flames, but her skin remains unsinged.
It is a hellish curse! Please! Release us! Does it matter? I beg you! Help! Are you sure it will work? How do I know it won't make this even worse? Okay, but I don't think... Yes, I have endured for this long. I can endure longer. But please, please ease this burden. I beg you. It is the doing of Brachus Rex. Kings will always come to see themselves as gods. I should never have spoken ill of him. Many years ago, we dared warn of Brachus Rex's gluttonous cruelties. We paid the price with these porcine bodies and the curse of eternal flames. Praise means nothing. I would reject it if it meant a chance to turn back the clock and worship Brachus Rex as he demanded. But bring it to an end. I will trust you in this. Please. The curse is lifted. Thank you, stranger.
Yes.
The menacing skeletal guardian looks at you wearily, then yawns.
So you dare defy the will of Brachus Rex, prepare to die, and so on and so forth. Let's get this over with. Not a fan of lizards, are we? That'll soon pass. The dead don't discriminate. I hope this brings the discussion to an end. I don't like being roused from slumber, only to be greeted by such banality. Well, I wouldn't have said so if they didn't. Can't eat, sadly. Food goes right through you. Too bad, too, since those fiery hogs gave me a hankering for a good pork stew.
She moans impatiently and taps her bony foot.
Yes, I know he's dead. I am still obligated to perform his wishes. He may not live, but the threat of his curse hangs over me. It is as you say. In any case, no curse could possibly be worse than this droning drivel.
Be on your...
The guardian chokes on her words, as if strangled by an invisible hand.
The flames are extinguished. Thank
quenched. Thank you.
Please! No more! At last, the fire is quenched. Thank you.
Right where I want you.
Right where I want you.
Prepare yourself. I'm ready. Prepare yourself.
I call for you. From wind and water I call.
From fire and earth as well, but I've yet to find you.